The night I went to my brother's house, the temperature had dropped below freezing. I had driven through a violent winter storm just to see him. I knocked on his door at 12:17 a.m. He looked at me through the window. Our eyes met. I raised my frozen hand and whispered, "Please, I don't have anywhere else to go." He pulled the curtain closed, and that was the moment I realized. Sometimes the coldest place in the world isn't outside. It's inside the heart of someone you once called family. I hadn't spoken to my brother in almost 6 years, not because I hated him, because somewhere along the way, we both became too proud to admit that we missed each other. When we were children, we had almost nothing. Our mother worked long hours, and our father was rarely home. My brother was 3 years older than me, and whenever life became frightening, he was the person who stood between me and the fear. I still remembered one winter when our heating stopped working. He gave me his only thick blanket and spent the entire night sitting beside the window, pretending he wasn't cold. "I'm fine," he told me. Years later, I understood that he wasn't. He was just my big brother. And big brothers sometimes hide their pain so the younger ones can sleep peacefully. But adulthood changed us. A business disagreement became an argument. The argument became resentment. And resentment became silence. Neither of us called. Neither of us apologized. Until one winter night, I received news that made my hands shake. Someone close to our family had passed away. Suddenly, I couldn't stop thinking about my brother. I realized something terrifying. We had spent years waiting for the other person to make the first move. What if one of us died before that happened? So I got into my car. The storm became worse with every mile. Snow covered the road. The windshield kept freezing. But I continued driving. At 12:17 a.m., I finally reached his house. His car was in the driveway. His lights were on. I walked toward the front door. My clothes were soaked. My fingers were numb. I knocked. Nothing. I knocked again. "It's me." Silence. Then I saw movement behind the curtain. Someone was standing there. My brother. I knew him instantly, even after all those years. I placed my hand against the glass. "Please," I whispered. "I just want to talk." He didn't move. I could see his face clearly. He looked older, tired, almost as broken as I felt. I thought he would open the door. Instead, he slowly pulled the curtain shut. I stood there for another minute, then another. I started remembering our childhood, the blanket, the little house, the promises, the days when we believed nothing could ever separate us. I laughed quietly through my tears. "Look at us now," I whispered. Then I placed something on his doorstep. It was an old metal key. The key to our childhood home, the last thing I had kept from our parents. I left a small note beside it. "I don't want the house. I don't want your money. I don't want an apology. I just wanted my brother back." Then I walked away. I didn't look behind me. The storm swallowed my footsteps. The next morning, my brother found the key. He opened the note, and something inside him finally collapsed. Because there was one thing I hadn't told him. I wasn't there because I wanted to repair our relationship for myself. I had recently learned that I might have very little time left to say goodbye. I hadn't wanted to die with anger between us, but I never told him. I simply disappeared. 3 weeks passed. Then one evening, there was a knock on my apartment door. When I opened it, my brother was standing there. He looked exhausted. His eyes were red. He held that old key in his hand. "I should have opened the door," he said. I couldn't answer. He stepped closer. "I saw you standing there." His voice broke. "I knew you were freezing." Then he whispered something that destroyed me, and I still let my little brother walk away. For the first time in 6 years, he hugged me. Neither of us spoke. We didn't need to. Some apologies arrive too late to erase the pain, but sometimes, they arrive just in time to stop two people from losing the rest of their lives to it. Strong ending. Years of anger can disappear in one moment, but the memory of a closed door can stay forever. So if someone you love is waiting for you to make the first move, don't let pride make that decision for you, because one day, you may knock on their door and discover that there is no tomorrow left to knock again.